our focus to the next big debate this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, scenes of horror were witnessed on the streets of the national capital on New Year's night. A 20-year-old girl was dragged for about 47 minutes by a Baleno car on Delhi's roads. The accused crossed at least 4 police jurisdictions. Several calls to the PCR were made, but no one came to rescue her. Times Now has accessed the CCTV footage of what happened the night when the 20-year-old girl had left from work a little past 1 a.m. She could be seen riding her scooty. Just few moments later, a Baleno car came and collided with her scooty. The 5 accused dragged her for several kilometers for close to an hour, took several rounds of the same place they killed her, and only left after her body was disentangled from the vehicle. The 5 accused have been arrested and the FIR registered in the case confirms, and this is shocking, that the accused were all intoxicated. They drove on for hours altogether in an inebriated state and were very much aware that they had mouthed down a girl. They even got down from their car, saw the girl lying down on the road without clothes and fled from the spot. How insensitive is that? An eyewitness, in fact, Nirbhaya, also has confirmed to Times Now that he saw the body being dragged on for several kilometers altogether and that the car passed through several PCR vans, but no one came to her help.
गाड़ी वो उसी स्पीड में तकरीबन जा रही थी 20 से 25 की स्पीड में। फिर से दोबारा जोनती जाने के बाद उसने गाड़ी को वापस घुमा दिया, वापस कंधावला की साइड। उसने हाँ चौथी बार मैम जब यू टर्न उसने किया है तो मैं उससे पहले वाले कट पे था, तकरीबन 100 मीटर पहले, और उसने यू टर्न करते टाइम वो डेड बॉडी वहीं डल गई, उससे निकल गई थी गाड़ी से जहाँ फंसी हुई थी वहाँ से डेड बॉडी निकल चुकी थी। तो उससे बीच तक भी जस्ट एक PCR हमारे सामने से गुजरती है, वो उस टाइम उनके पास इंफॉर्मेशन थी या नहीं थी, लेकिन हम उनके सामने से गुजर जाते हैं और कहीं से मदद लेने में मैं सक्षम इसलिए नहीं हुआ कि मैं लगातार प्रशासन से, पुलिस से, PCR से कॉल पे ही चला हुआ था तकरीबन पिछली 20 मिनट से। इसके चलते चलते जैसे हमने कराड़ा क्रॉस किया, कराड़े में भी एक PCR हमारे आमने सामने से गुजरी है, तो अभी उसने भी कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं दिखाई। फिर जाके बेगमपुर लास्ट PCR मिली मेरे को।
The police, however, claims that they acted as soon as they received the call. Here's what the police has confirmed so far.
जो अभी तक का इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसमें हमें ये जानकारी मिली है कि उस लड़की की जो बॉडी थी वो उस गाड़ी में कहीं स्टक की है और वो कई किलोमीटर तक, लगभग 10-12 किलोमीटर तक उन्होंने ड्रैग किया है और फिर वो किसी टर्निंग के दौरान कहीं पर वो बॉडी गिरी है। उसके बाद पुलिस ने एफर्ट्स किया है। रात को जैसे ही हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन आई थी, विभिन्न टीम इमीडिएटली बना दी गई थी, उसी के आधार पर उस नंबर को लोकेट किया गया।
The 20-year-old's life was lost. India's Beti was let down by people who were expected to protect her. But full-blown politics seem to have erupted over the horrific incident in the national capital. The Aam Aadmi Party has gone on to allege that the Lieutenant Governor was trying to shield the accused as one of them belonged to the BJP. However, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has now ordered a detailed inquiry into the incident.
ये जो घटना हुई बहुत ही निंदनीय घटना है और वाकई सर शर्म से झुकता है और ओछी राजनीति आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग खेल रहे हैं, वो निंदनीय है। आरोप लगा रहे हैं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी और लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर साहब के जो मिली भगत है उसकी वजह से कार्रवाई में देर हुई और चूंकि पुलिस चश्मदीद गवाह का बयान रिकॉर्ड नहीं कर रही है, क्या पुलिस को पता था कि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता है या क्या है? सौरभ भारद्वाज के जो शब्द है वो किसी सड़क छाप गली गुंडे के जो गली का गुंडा होता है उसकी तरह शब्द है। एक विधायक नहीं लगते वो जिस प्रकार की भाषा का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं।
बहुत बेहद शर्मनाक घटना है और समझ में नहीं आता कि हमारा समाज किस तरफ जा रहा है। जब ये तो रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर क्राइम्स में आता है, ऐसे लोगों को तो फांसी की सजा मिलनी चाहिए। ये तो किसी की भी बेटी के साथ हो सकता है, किसी की भी बहन बहू के साथ हो सकता है। तो इसमें चाहे कितना भी कनेक्शन वाले लोग हों, पॉलिटिकली कितने भी कनेक्टेड लोग हों, हम सबको मिलकर प्रयास करना है कि उनको सख्त से सख्त सजा मिलनी चाहिए।
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Dr. Ranganathan continues to stay on with us. We also have Nigat Abbas, spokesperson BJP. Also with us is Nirbhaya's mother. Ms. Asha Devi, along with political analyst Dr. Akashdeep Muni and political analyst himself, Parvinder Singh Sethi. My first question is to you, Nikat Abbas, because, questions are being asked of the BJP. Questions are being asked of the Lieutenant Governor as well. We saw a full-blown political war of words take place all through today. Protests that broke out outside the Lieutenant Governor's residence, slogans being hurled at the Lieutenant Governor, demands coming in that he step down. There has to be a basic admission of the fact that there was inadequate security on the evening of New Year's at a time when widespread celebrations take place, not just in the national capital, across the country. Here's a woman who was hit by a car, dragged on for kilometers altogether, and despite at least 4 police stations being in the vicinity of that stretch, nobody came to her rescue for at least 40-45 minutes.
Yeah, you're right, and the accountability stands clearly of the Delhi police right now. I am not here to defend the Delhi police today because what has happened has literally shaken me. I am shook today. My head is down, and I am really in a big grief. I have no words how to describe the pain of that girl and the family who is just gone. That girl is nowhere in the world anymore, and still what makes me feel disheartened more is that people are still, Aam Aadmi Party is still trying to politicize this. However, I still want to, say here that the accountability is also of the company where this poor girl was working. How dare, at the evening of 31st, they let that girl alone go home on the scooty when they know that what kind of
Miss Nikat Abbas, I beg to differ.
People are drunk, people are...
in the 21st century, having been a working woman myself, I don't expect to be told that, listen, it's 1 a.m. and you can't now return to your home, you can't now go to your workplace.
No,
that's not given.
Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. Even when we are on the debates in your studios, and when we finish our debates by 10:30 or probably 11, you guys make sure that we are accompanied by the company's driver and not somebody who's a random driver. Do you not agree with that? Even when you go home, they make sure, the company Times now makes sure
but isn't it up to the system to fix that, ma'am, to create an atmosphere wherein those protocols are not needed anymore? There is a need for that kind of a security arrangement, apparatus in place, because there is so much of a threat that women continue to face in the national capital.
My friend, we cannot deny the kind of community we are living in. No, I am not denying from the fact that Delhi police is accountable. Clearly it is, and which is why the LG has ordered clearly that whosoever you find guilty, even if it's a constable, a SHO, DCP, whoever, just suspend them.
Okay.
Make them feel, if they are guilty.
That's fine. All right. One aspect is that the event company she was working for should have ensured that every field.
I am just blaming the community, but we cannot.
Okay. Point by point rebuttal, Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Respond to what Ms. Abbas has said.
No, the girl is not available.
Stick to what she said, sir. Respond to what she said.
As a welcoming girl, she is not available.
Nikat Abbas, hold on. Let him respond. Let him respond.
I'm not blaming the Delhi.
Ma'am, please hold on.
She is accountable.
Please hold on.
Do not.
Dr. Muni.
No, I don't want people to misquote me here. It's a very, very serious matter.
Dr. Muni.
I'll just bring the facts of the case. We all know that throughout the whole world, on the day of New Year, that is 31st December night, police are on their toes because people are on their celebration mode. There is barricading, there is checking. This particular vehicle goes around Delhi with a victim, stuck in the vehicle, and it goes round and round. And then also there is no police vehicle, PCR van gets in touch with them. Interestingly, what happens is that this particular case, when it comes to the police, DCP police says that this is an accident. They slapped 304, which is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. I think in this particular case, the DCP police should resign, because before the investigation, how can anybody presume that this is an accident? The victim had not a shed of cloth on her body. How can you say this? How can you presume things? How can you remove the angle of rape in this particular case? How can you do this? This is gross mismanagement.
Okay, Dr.
in the case of
Ranganathan, are
Delhi
you of the
police.
same
Nobody
opinion
has- nobody
that
is
strictest of
assuming-
sections,
no, no, no.
toughest of
Gross
sections were
mismanagement.
not slapped against the accused? And also details,
need
for
to wait for
example,
the
that have been put
postmortem
out by
report.
one
Can
of
we
the
not wait
witness
till
on ground, who goes
tomorrow
on to
morning,
say
10
that I
10
personally
AM
saw that
tomorrow
woman
morning,
being dragged
and
along
if
for
at all
kilometers
the
altogether,
would be there.
reached out to PCR vans, they took my calls but failed to act.
Ms. Walia, I have 2 points to make, and I intend to make them quickly. But before I do that, I don't think all of us, me and my fellow panelists, realize just who amongst us is also a fellow panelist. I want to give my time first to Nirbhaya's mother, Asha Devi ji, out of respect of immense suffering and this case that really is redolent of that traumatic event that
Fair
happened
enough.
10
No,
years
I was
ago.
just
So
trying.
please,
I was trying hard for all
I
of us
will-
not to
please
get
do come
emotional,
back.
but
Please
I'll
do
give
come
in to
back to
that.
me, but
I'll let
after
Asha
Asha
Devi
Devi.
come in.
Thank
मैम,
you.
आप जो आज देख रही हैं अंजलि के साथ हुआ, हम नहीं पूछना चाहते कि ये कैसी याद आपके अंदर वापस लेके आता है, ये कैसी मेमोरी आपके पास लेके आता है, पर आपको क्या लगता है इस पूरे हिस्से के बारे में?
देखिए, जिस तरह से हमारा समाज और हमारा माहौल है, वो मेमोरी या किसी की दर्द या किसी का तकलीफ से कोई किसी को मायने नहीं रखता कि कितनी तकलीफ होती है। अगर आप कुछ नहीं चाहती हैं तो उस माँ से पूछिएगा कि उस दिन सब लोग जश्न मना रहे हैं, पार्टी कर रहे हैं और उनकी बेटी घर वापस नहीं आई तो वो उनको कैसा लग रहा है। लेकिन मुझे इस केस में पूरा का पूरा इस केस को जो दिल्ली पुलिस है वो खत्म करने के एंगल से जो बयान दिया है कि नहीं एक्सीडेंट हो गया, मुझे तो यही लगता है कि जिस तरह से गाड़ी बार बार आ रही है, घूम रही है, लेकिन उसमें ये तो दिखा नहीं रहा है कि नहीं स्कूटी में जब टक्कर लगी है तो बच्ची कहाँ गिरी है, कैसे कार में फंसी है, ये दिखाया नहीं। दूसरी बात, एक्सीडेंट हुआ, बच्ची को घसीटा गया, लेकिन पुलिस ने कहा कि बच्ची के शरीर पे कपड़ा नहीं था। तो मैं ये कहती हूं कि कपड़ा फट जाएगा, लेकिन कहीं तो कपड़ा फंसा रहेगा। अगर गाड़ी में फंस गई, घसीट गई, तो कहीं तो कपड़ा फंसा रहेगा, गले में फंसा रहेगा, कमर में फंसा रहेगा। तो मुझे तो सारा चीज देख के यही लगता है कि उन जो 5 हैवान हैं, मुजरिम है, वो उसको जानबूझ के स्कूटी में टक्कर मारी, उसके साथ गैंगरेप किया और सबूत ना मिले, सबूत खत्म हो जाए, पहचान छिप जाए, इसलिए उस बच्ची को जानबूझ के घसीट के दिखाया कि वो गाड़ी से घसीट गई और उसको घसीट के मार दिया कि हम बच जाएंगे। हमें पूरा का पूरा इस केस में यही लग रहा है कि जो भी चीजें सामने आ रही है, कहीं ना कहीं इस पुलिस, दिल्ली पुलिस इस केस को खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रही है और उनका सपोर्ट कर रही है। तो मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि जो भी यहाँ पैनल बैठे हैं, आप सब लोग, मीडिया, सरकार से भी हमारी यही गुजारिश है। अभी मैंने देख रही थी न्यूज में कि गृह मंत्रालय ने रिपोर्ट मांगा है, तो मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि इस केस में रेप और बलात्कार के एंगल से भी जांच होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि उस बच्ची के साथ गलत हुआ है। तो मैं यही कहूंगी कि चाहे वो किसी पार्टी से हो या नॉर्मल हो या जो भी हो,
जी,
उन्होंने बर्बरता की है, एक बच्ची के साथ बर्बरता की है, एक बच्ची की जान गई है, तो उस परिवार को, उस बच्ची को इंसाफ मिलना चाहिए। इसलिए इस केस में रेप के एंगल से भी जांच होनी चाहिए।
जी, हम समझते हैं आशा देवी आप जो कह रही हैं और क्यों कह रही हैं। धन्यवाद हमसे जुड़ने के लिए। मिस्टर रंगनाथन, you know, we can't unfortunately quite conclude as yet as to what else could have happened with Anjali, but the fact remains that we can stick to the details that have come to light, and the FIR most shockingly states, while quoting the conversation between the brother-in-law of one of the accused and another person, that the men in the car were under the influence of alcohol, that they were aware that they've hit their car into the scooty, they saw the girl topple, they perhaps even knew that she was being dragged along the car, but they did not stop by, perhaps make sure that they could take her to the hospital. They kept at it, they left her at bay, and they fled the spot. Why would the police quick to conclude that, you know, this is an accident, and the accused having said in the beginning that the music in the car was so loud and we didn't even quite figure out that we'd hit into a scooty and this had happened? Why did the police give in to that? Why did they share those details in public domain?
No, absolutely, Ms. Walia. Just very quickly, 2 points. Number one, because of the statements by the police and its inaction, I'm afraid I tend to agree with Asha Devi ji as well as Dr. Muni that a few things have to be set right, because as Dr. Muni said correctly, it was a night where the police was on heightened alert. And as he says, this car with the victim, poor girl, underneath the car being dragged for kilometers, passed through 3 police barricades. How on earth was this whole tragedy not detected by the police? And when you try to answer that question, I'm sure with limited evidence, you tend to, in a very limited way, agree with Asha Devi ji ki when the police did not stop or did not see this happen.
Absolutely. Several questions come to light, and those questions being asked to the police, and that's why Nikat Abbas was also being asked, why is it that this kind of a behavior came in the first place, lax attitude as is being alleged by the Aam Aadmi Party. But Parvinder Singh Sethi, my question is also, why is it being politicized to this an extent? Let the investigations conclude. The Home Ministry has taken note. Why are we jumping to conclusions and already saying that घर से उठा लिया उस लड़की को? ये सब क्यों बयान दे रहे हैं सर हम?
नहीं, देखिए, आज इंसानियत शर्मसार है। एक लड़की के साथ उसके इतनी निर्मम हत्या होती है, जब स्कूटी लगी तब भी आवाज आई होगी, लेकिन पुलिस डीसीपी हरिंदर सिंह उसको कहते हैं कि म्यूजिक के शोर में उसको पता नहीं लगा, उसको बचाने का प्रयास करा जा रहा है। लेकिन मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि आज की डेट में लोगों को ना पुलिस का डर है ना कानून का डर है। हमारे सिस्टम को ऐसा होना चाहिए कि ये फास्ट ट्रैक इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो। उस बच्ची की मां आज खून के आंसू रो रही है, उसने अपनी बच्ची को खोया ही नहीं है। इतनी निर्मम हत्या हुई है जो सारी उम्र के लिए उसके लिए एक गम की बात है। लेकिन हम ये चाहते हैं कि
जांच होनी चाहिए, हर एस्पेक्ट पे जांच होनी चाहिए, पर फिर भी कंक्लूड नहीं करना चाहिए। और सबसे अनफॉर्चुनेट है जो राजनीति खेली जा रही है वो अभी साइड रखनी चाहिए सर। जिसकी गलती है, जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, उसको पनिशमेंट मिलनी चाहिए। आई एम गोना हैव टू लीव इट एट दैट। वी आर रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम, बट दिस इज अ स्टोरी दैट टाइम्स नाउ कंटिन्यूज टू keep its top focus. We'll keep getting you more and more versions, and most importantly, track the latest as far as investigations are concerned. That's all the time I have in this edition of the News Hour.